Hey everybody, this is Chris with Overclockersclub. I'm back again with something really cool here from Logitech. This is a G533 wireless gaming headset. It's got the 7.1 surround sound. I know they've made some great improvements over the years with how long you can play before you need to recharge. So let's get this out of the box and see what it looks like. Alright, so we got the box open and let's see what's inside. These are the headphones and then it's like some instructions, warranty information. And over here we've got a USB cable and then this little guy here. This is going to be your transmitter. Okay, so we got out of the box here, and they're really just three things. You got the headphones, we've got the charging cable, we got the transmitter. Charging cable here is 2 meters, so that should be plenty of length. The headphones here, let's take a look at them. One side here, there's not much going on. It just swivels about 90 degrees. Both sides swivel about 90 degrees each. And we have a very thick, yet very soft foam, and you can see there's the speaker down inside there behind the little mesh, but your ear will fit inside this pocket and be sealed off against all the outside noises of the world. And the adjustments here, you can see not a lot of resistance, but sort of holds it in whatever position you adjust it to. So we got those adjustments on either side, just like any set of headphones. Have a foam rubber, or a foam at the top there, very soft. And then this side here is where all the action is happening. So we look at the bottom. So there's the power switch. I plugged them in just a minute ago. So there's the power switch. We've got a mute button. We've got a volume knob there. And then we have the charging port on the bottom. And then here's your microphone. You can extend that in or out. So when you don't want to have your voice in all the action, you can hit the mute there. So a couple things I'll want to find out really. We look at the side. We've got wireless range 15 meters. That'll be pretty easy to verify. But the battery life 15 hours. Now that's probably going to be best case, so we'll have to see here on a full charge how long do they really last, and then how long does it take to charge them up. And then the other thing I want to answer is, when I've got the USB cable plugged in, can I still use the headphones? Do they still function? So in case the battery is dead in the middle of a game, can I still keep going? So we'll find that out. Now, since this is a wireless system, it does have an onboard battery, and there's a little instruction set here that shows cap pops off and then you can access the battery. So it's the side opposite the side with the microphone there, and this little cap here twists a little bit and pops off, and inside there is the battery. There's a little holder in there, it kind of snaps in, but there it is. So it looks like it is serviceable in the event you ever needed to replace it. That's better than one that is permanently sealed in. So that's how you get to the battery. Pop this back on. It's a little tricky. There we go. Alright, I spent some time with these headphones. In fact, I spent a lot of time with these headphones. And I have to say the experience is just amazing. If you've never listened to your games or just music through a good set of headphones, it's amazing what you haven't been hearing. Because when I put these on and really started listening, there were things going on in the game that I didn't even know about, didn't even realize were there. Some of the sound effects, some of the background noises, you just can't pick that up on a set of cheap headphones. The other thing is with music. You listen to some old music that you've been listening to for years, you find there are instruments in there you didn't even know about, lyrics that you couldn't really understand. it makes a difference. Now I want to go over some of the technical details, the technical side of these headphones. There's a lot of information to cover here, so I'm going to kind of go through it step by step. The first technical part of this I want to talk about are the materials that make up the driver. And the driver is really the speaker here. So on the left here, this is a typical traditional type of speaker, and it's made with mylar. Mylar is a type of plastic, and the materials, or the dynamics of the materials, really are what make the sound good or bad. They greatly affect it. This here is what is inside the G533. This is called a hybrid mesh material. Now, I don't know the specifics as to the actual composition, but it's a material that allows the speaker to carry frequencies from low to high at the same time. Whereas a traditional speaker over here, the mylar, you get a lot of distortion and interference, and the hybrid mesh here, those issues virtually go away. And I mentioned this earlier, but your ear sort of sits inside a little pocket here. And the ear pad comes off. This is the one I popped off right there. And these can be washed and dried, so if you get them sweaty or dirty or makeup or whatever on them, they can be easily cleaned and dried and replaced back to the headphone. Now, this is the Pro G driver. It sits behind this little protective cover, and that's where all the business is happening. That speaker moves the air, and the air that's inside this little pocket with your ear is what gives you all the great sound. And the next thing here is the microphone. Now, the microphone here is retractable, so when you're not using it and you want it out of the way, you just pop it up there and it stays in that position, and when you're ready to use it, you just drop it down. And it also extends a little, and it's flexible, so you can get it at the best position for when you speak. Now on the end, if I can get this into the field of view, there's a little pop filter. A lot of times on microphones, there we can see it in the light right there. It's right there, a little round circular. It's about 5mm diameter. Typically the pop filter is used to reduce distortion, and it's a large foam piece that fits around the end, and it's kind of bulky and it gets in your way. But the engineers there at Logitech have figured out a way to get the same performance and functionality and incorporate a much smaller filter there into the end. So that's what that is. And again, that extends a little bit, and you can bend it up or down or whatever position you like. Now, as far as range, there's a little transmitter there. This is what you plug into a USB port on your computer or on the back of the motherboard. The range is 15 meters, and that's almost 50 feet. That's pretty far. Most times you're not going to be wandering probably that far away from your computer. But I plugged it in, and I marked off 50 feet, and it's pretty close to that. It was right around that range limit. Of course, that's with a fully charged battery. So if your battery is a little weaker, you may not quite get that range. But my guess is 99% of the time you're going to have your headphones within a few feet of this little transmitter on the computer. So this is probably the coolest part of the gaming experience with Logitech. It's the ability to customize your components, and that's done through the Logitech gaming software. Now, if you saw the video I did, and I'll post a link, to review the 513 Carbon RGB mechanical keyboard, I kind of went through the setup of the keyboard using the gaming software. So it's pretty cool stuff. But when you first fire it up, it checks to see what is plugged in. So right now I only have the G533 headphones plugged in, so they show up there. Now if I had a keyboard or a mouse from Logitech that was set up to work with the gaming software, the little icons would show up down here. But right now the only thing I have is the headphones, so there they are. So we come over here. This is where you look at your profiles, and it will scan your computer for the games, and the little icons will show up for the different games. And you can customize your different components so that when you select a particular game you want to play, then all of your parameters for those components will change based on how you have them set up. Cool feature, love it. Next thing we have here is the battery monitor, and what we have here, obviously it shows you I've got 87% left on my batteries, approximately 14 hours. so you can keep track of what's going on with your battery. That is a cool feature. Over here we have the equalizer. Now there's a lot going on here. We have all these customized settings, and when you click on them, all of your equalizer settings automatically adjust, or you can go in and you can custom set these and save them to your profiles if you like. And that's what you've got here. You can check this box for enable per profile equalizer. You've got automatic microphone noise removal. You can check that box. Down here, if there's no audio, turn off the headset after however many minutes. So your presets are 10 minutes, 1 minute, 5, 25. You can all the way go up to never. So if you walk away from your computer, you won't be killing your battery. So that's sort of like a nice feature there to save your battery. Now over here, your levels, you see we have volume, we have microphone, we have the side tone. And what the side tone does is it can allow, I guess, basically some feedback, so you can hear yourself on the microphone as you speak, so you can see what that sounds like, and then you can adjust that level here, so you can sort of customize that. Another cool feature. And then over here we have the surround sound. We can sort of customize that a little bit. You've got first person shooter, the DTS 7.1, Logitech Signature Studio. You've got wide in front, and that's sort of, you would use the front more for first person shooter. The wide, it sort of has more of a cinematic setting, is what you would use that for. And then over here we have a button that says experience surround sound. When you click on that, it goes through a sort of a canned audio experience through the headphones, and it's really nice to listen to that. And then over here you can customize, you know, when you're using two speakers, since your headphone only has two speakers, you're using the software and the technology to basically mimic multiple speakers. So when you listen to it and you think to yourself, well, something doesn't quite sound right, it doesn't sound like it's really coming from where I think it should, well, you can come in here and you can sort of customize that and adjust it to get a better experience. Through the software here, you can make those adjustments. So that is what the gaming software can do for you. Now over here, I want to show you another thing with the battery. It occurred to me that eventually, all batteries eventually wear out. So you can pop the cover off here, like I did earlier, and the battery here can be replaced. So I looked into it a little bit, and I have no doubt that Logitech would be more than happy to sell you a battery, and they are available from other sources, but you definitely want to make sure you use the exact model of a battery with the correct specifications. You do not want to use the wrong battery. But I was also curious, if you disconnect the battery altogether, are you dead in the water? And the answer is no, because I disconnected the battery and I went ahead and used the USB charging cable here and plugged it into the other side, and the headphones function properly. So the answer to the question, if you completely lose a battery, are you dead in the water? The answer is no. You can still use your headphones. Of course, you will be tethered with a cable, but at least you can still use your headphones. I spent a lot of time with these headphones. I would say everything that Logitech claims, it matches, it's in perfect alignment with the performance that I experienced. The 1515, which is 15 meters and 15 hours of usage, I found that was accurate. I found that recharge rate, I let it go down to around 15-20%. I didn't completely drain the battery, but recharge times were right up there in 2 to 3 hours. So I had no problems at all. A good set of headphones really complements a gaming experience. If you don't have a good set of headphones, you really need to get a good set of headphones. You'll hear things, like I said before, that you've just never heard before, things you didn't realize were going on in the game. It's like going from a $100 cheap monitor to a real gaming monitor, a $500-600 monitor with 144 hertz refresh rate, 1 millisecond response time, G-Sync, and all that good stuff. So it really changes the gaming experience. So these retail around $149. You can find them cheaper on various sales, but even at $149, I would say you're getting a good set of headphones. So this is Chris with Overclockers Club. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.